Hey guys, welcome back to GNA TV. This is the Chelsea Ladies Show. It is a late one. I apologize for the lateness. That is my bad. But we're here now. We're ready to get started. We have our panelists ready to go. So let's cue the damn intro.
Don't know how I'm here, and it's you that I want and need. You feel your heartbeat. You feel somewhere you looking now. You feel your heartbeat. You feel somewhere you looking now.
Hello guys. Hello. How are we all doing today or this evening? Joyce, Charles, how are we doing? In whatever
Happy Good Friday. Happy Good Friday.
Yeah. Cheers.
Yes.
The glass that I drank forgot.
Joyce raising her water. I love it.
Joyce, man, I thought you'd be drinking again, man.
So did I, but Good Friday. I'm trying to keep
Joyce, if I was you, as soon as I'm done with exams, oh my God, I'm drinking for the next consecutive weeks following. Every day.
Oh, I mean, after the street, let me tell you about yesterday.
No time yesterday. Go on. We're waiting to hear.
No, come on.
Had a bit of a
Spill the tea.
What the introduction parties are all about. Go on, tell us about yesterday. We're here.
Oh no, just had a bit of like a family, bit of a family nightmare. And then like when just things get like your head is just like hot. Like your head is hot.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I can deal with this like in an adult, mature way, or I can walk to Tesco and get myself a bottle of wine or two. And I went and got myself a bottle of wine or two and I had a great night. I had a great
Yes.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Sometimes that's what you need, Joy. Sometimes when shit is just hitting the fan and you're like, God damn, what am I gonna do? You just have to get yourself a bottle of wine because that's what you got to do.
Just to clarify, wine solves all your problems. It makes everything better. It tastes great, makes you forget shit. More can you want?
And you just feel like the baddest babe alive.
Hey!
Yes, Joyce.
Everything just feels smooth and sensual. I'm like, oh my God, I am that girl. I'm actually that girl.
Oh. We out here being the baddest beings ever. I love it. I absolutely love it. This is what we need, guys. We need to be out here being the baddest bees. I love it. Charles, how's your week been?
Yes, it's been all right. I mean, let me tell you what happened. So I was having an all right week, just a casual, steady week, nothing going on. Yesterday, I was in my garden, like lying on the artificial grass, sunbathing and all this. I go in for 10 minutes. I come back out. There's a dead ass pigeon. Let me tell you, there was blood. There was everything. I was like, damsel in distress here. I was like, I ain't touching this. So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to get my neighbor to do it. I was like, nah, ain't about this. So I'm like, hi, do you want to come get rid of this bird that's just dropped dead in my garden? I had to pick up thousands of feathers. And I was like, oh. I was fuming. But you know what? Then I just turned to wine. I just turned to wine, to be honest. I just turned to wine. Do you know what? And by the end of the night, I couldn't remember what happened to the pigeon until I woke up this morning. Great way to not remember stuff.
100%. You know what? Wine makes everything better. And
literally it does.
Why you said so? Because you forget about shit. Like you'll drink a couple of glasses of wine and just be like, what happened yesterday?
Just to clarify.
I'll swear down. You remember that shit happening? I'll swear. Okay.
Let me tell you something.
Wine does to you, people. That's
Literally.
what wine does to you.
I've just started drinking this new rosé. Obviously can't say brand. Can I say branding or do I get in trouble for branding?
Say whatever the hell you want.
It's this Kylie Minogue rosé. So Kylie Minogue, the singer's brought out this rosé. Anyway,
Say if you're watching, please sponsor
yeah.
us. Very much.
Literally. So I was like, it's £9 in like it's £9 a bottle in like Tesco's, Morrison's, and I refuse to pay that price. You go into B&M, it's £4.99. £4.99 for a bottle. Let me tell you, I bought 3 bottles and I've only got 1 bottle left.
Wow, that is no. Listen,
I'm like, look at the price difference from that. It's like you're saving so much money. You're nearly saving a £5 a bottle in B&M. I was like, I'm a living. Do you know what? I hate B&M. I go into B&M thinking I need 1 or 2 items. I come out from B&M with like £100 items. I'm like, what did I do? What did I do? I bought a Friends mug. Why did I buy a Friends mug yesterday? I don't know. I can't tell you. But I needed it in my life. Just like I needed the mermaid cup, like the, you know, the placemats, but like mug mats. I needed mermaid mug mats. Don't know why I needed it, but I did. I just have issues in B&M. I go into I bought the dog a watermelon cooling mat. He doesn't even like it. He doesn't even like it. But I like it. And I specifically bought the pink one. I was like, my dog is not going to be designed by gender. It's like when my dog was younger, he had a pink harness and everyone just assumed he was a girl. I'm like, no. My dog is a boy. He's not designed. Just because he wears pink, that doesn't mean he's a girl.
He's just owned by a female. A badass. Like, that's just it.
And he owns pink. He owned pink like an absolute legend. It went really well with him. So, like, don't be judging just because you wear pink doesn't mean you're a girl. It can mean anything. Like, you wouldn't go up to a human man. You wouldn't go up to like a guy and be like, "You're wearing pink. Are you a female?" So why do it to a dog?
No, it's funny you should mention that because I've even like gone up to humans, you know, humans or their human baby. And I'm like, oh my God, your son is so cute. But it's a girl. And oh my God, your daughter's so adorable. But it's a boy. Okay?
No, that's why you always say, your baby. It's always my baby. Oh, your baby is so cute. What's
literally.
But then even sometimes the names are gender neutral. So it'd be like
Joyce knows. Joyce knows.
I'm preaching this. You're preaching. And do you know what? It's like it's like when they dress their baby in like neutral clothing, and I'm like, all these babies don't.
Shit.
I'm like, shit. I'm literally like, what's your baby? Like, oh, your baby looks so lovely, like, so cute. And I'm like, fuck, I don't know if this is a boy or a girl. Like, I can't tell.
You know them ones. You just don't know. You actually.
And then if you go for he, it's like a 50-50 chance of like getting a he or a she. And then you're like, do I say this or is it even worth my time? And I'm like, your baby looks
sometimes
cute.
You're put in that position where you just have to say a gender that you think. And once you say it, there's no taking it. Oh my God, she's so adorable. Oh, thank you so much. But it's a boy. And you're like, oh, swear down.
Literally, it's so true. And then you're like, shit, I wish the ground would swallow me. And then you're like, in your head, you're like, just swallow me, please. And this ground ain't swallowing you, and you're like, damn you, like, just swallow me, please. Like, I messed up. I'm sorry, but please swallow me. And I'm like looking at the tarmac and then looking up and looking at the tarmac, looking up like, come on, swallow me. Like,
oh my God, facts. Well, ladies, let's get into the start of the show now that we've got the intros out of the way. So obviously, let's start off on a kind of a positive note. So we're discussing the end of the international break and the
God.
resumption of Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, whatever the fuck cup football is still available. And it's back, guys. It is back on mainstream football. The shit that we
Celebrate
so
good
bad.
times. Come on. Dun, 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 dun,
It's
dun, dun.
the celebration.
Celebrate good times. Come on. Dun, 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 dun. And that's all I have to say
What
about that.
Charlotte said. Exactly what Charlotte said. So, again, the end of international break, the resumption of the Premier League, and of course, as Chelsea fans,
Tuchel's our manager of the month.
exactly, we've got something interesting, as Charlotte just mentioned, to talk about. Our manager, our humble, lovely German manager has been named the manager of the month, and deservedly so. But I want to hear why you guys think deservedly so. I want to hear your personal opinions as Chelsea fans, as Chelsea ladies fans. Yeah. And I know, Joyce, you're not going to hold back, so just let it rip. Go on, Joyce. Tell us. Tuchel, manager of the month. Thoughts?
Do you know what? I feel like there's not even like loads to dissect really, because he's just been. I don't even know who else was nominated, and frankly, I don't care, because Tuchel has done a good job this month. You know, we have been unbeaten, basically won all our games, barely conceded anything. Especially when you consider where we have been and where we are now. Obviously, they can't look at the Champions League when voting Premier League Manager of the Month, but the general upturn at Chelsea Football Club is basically due to him and him coming and him doing the things that he's done. So I don't know. Anyone who's unhappy with it or like surprised, I really don't know what to tell them, because just look at Chelsea this past month and tell me how on earth you can argue with it. Do you know what I mean? Like he's just been great. And he looks really cute in his little hat holding the trophy as well. So,
always. He looks so adorable in his little hat.
very endearing.
I mean, honestly. Charles, what do you think? Tuchel, manager of the month. Does he deserve it? Are the haters just hating for no reason? Thoughts?
Yeah, you know, hold on 2 seconds, I apologize.
Yeah, you discipline Bruno. You discipline him. Discipline him.
He's not
Behave,
listening
Bruno.
to me. He's not
Behave,
listening to me.
Bruno.
But you know, I'm buzzing since Tuchel's come in. Like, come on, we've beaten Atletico Madrid 3-0 on aggregate. Even I, when we got Atletico Madrid, even I was so skeptical. I'm not even going to hold back. I was so skeptical. I think we all were. But you know what? He's proved us wrong. Every time a team lineup comes up, we're all skeptical. But you know what? I'm not. I am not anymore. I've had a week off and I am reborn. I am believing in my manager, and any team lineup he puts up is for a reason. I'm not going to doubt him. However, my manager deserves manager of the month. He has earned it. I'm sorry. I don't see any other team beating Atletico Madrid like in both legs. And you know, I'm really impressed with the fact that we have tactics. We have a tactical manager now. We have a manager that knows how to man rotate. Like man manage. We are man managing our players. We are genuinely man managing our players. Something that actually Lampard didn't do. Like, we genuinely know how to man manage. I have never been happier. We are going to have less injuries. We are going to have less players out, although I am quite gutted Hudson-Odoi and Kante are up, but that's due to the Euros. But, you know, my manager has absolutely man-managed our team to absolute incredibility. He's also absolutely done us wonders. We've had a full 180 and everyone was like, oh, it's just a new manager. But you can see in the eyes of how we're playing. Yes, we've had maybe like one dead-ass game. But Atletico Madrid, we turned that around. I think that was Southampton. It was the Leeds game. And then look, we made it through to the next round of the Champions League. You know, sometimes we have to take a bad game to get the fact that we got an actual Champions League. He knew what he was doing. Tuchel doesn't play games. And you know what? I'm really impressed. He's come in, and the players believe in him as well. That's what I like to see. Players trusting their manager. The embraces they get at the end of the matches, it's not like uncomfortable anymore. It's they genuinely believe and trust in him, and I'm believing in him. I'm not saying it's like all happy and lurry forever, but what I'm saying is at the minute, all I can see is we're going up. And do you know what? I'm gonna say this now with chest. I believe next season we could win the Premier League.
Wow. That is a statement. Joyce, do you agree? Do you agree? Do you think once Tuchel gets the players that he wants in the summer, once he gets the deadwood that he doesn't want his team out in the summer, do you think this manager and this team have a chance of competing for the Premier League title?
I think that we will be challenging and competing. I'm not really lost for words.
She's not lost for words.
I just thought.
Just listen. She's coming with the words, guys. She's coming.
Sometimes my brain is slow. It's a Friday evening, all right? Like, let me cook, let me learn. But yeah, so I think we'll be challenging. I think this season was a season we should have challenged as well. But I do think that next season, because we haven't given Tuchel like a whole season, he's got half and he's kind of been focusing on like getting the results, maybe at the expense of like playing more expansive football, etc. Give him a pre-season, give him some players, and I do think that we will challenge. Whether we'll win or not, I'm not sure, because City are still kind of a level above us at the moment. They still could be getting Haaland, and like there's a lot of factors at play, but there's no reason why we shouldn't be up there next season. But yeah, I'd love it if we won the Premier League.
Can I just address that comment back then?
Mr. says he thinks Charlotte has too much beer. I don't think she's been drinking beer, so I think you're wrong in that statement anyway, Mustafa.
Can we go back to the Ben Russell comment just for a second?
Sorry, from Futsala. He said that's a brave statement, but I don't blame her. I would be gassed too. Listen. I understand.
Just to clarify, it's not a brave statement.
Man United, right? So I understand.
Just to clarify, hun, you enjoy the Europa League. You enjoy the Europa League. Like, you enjoy that. Let me tell you something. This is what I'm going to say here. I'm going to state some facts. We are capable of beating Porto. We are capable. We are capable of beating Real Madrid. We are capable of beating Liverpool. We are capable of getting to a Champions League final, something that Man U haven't done for a long time. So why don't you pack down and let me just reevaluate this situation, because we are capable of getting to a Champions League final. Whether we do or not is a different situation, but the team we have...
I just want you to win a trophy, really, before you start coming for us. Just saying. Carry on, Charlotte.
I just, you know what? I think when Man U fans get into the Champions League again, they can come have a conversation with me. But, as far as I'm concerned, we're actually through. And everyone was like, oh, all these Man U fans were like, oh, yeah, when Chelsea get knocked out by Atletico Madrid, it's going to be so fun. But you know what? I'm genuinely, I believe in my team. And you can't do anything if you believe my team. And I believe my team are capable of getting to a Champions League final. Whether we do or not is a different story, but we are capable of doing that. We are, ads, I tell you now, we are going to get second place. I believe Chelsea are capable of getting second place, and I believe that's going to happen. I believe Chelsea are going to finish second in the league. So I'm keeping the same energy. I'm not going to change my opinion. I've stated that we're going to finish second. I'm not going to change it or back down because I'm not sure. I'm keeping my opinion because I'm not one of those people that backs down over anything. I believe something, I'm going to keep to it. If I'm wrong, I'll hand my hands up, but I'm not. And that's all I've got to say about that.
I love how you ended that. I'll put my hands up if I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. I promise I'm not wrong. But yeah, no, I think, Chelsea are capable of a lot of things at the minute. I think whether they do them or not, I think we're capable of getting to an FA Cup final. I think we're capable of doing a lot of things. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't know. But we are capable of a lot of things. But one thing I am certain is that we are going to finish second, and we are capable of winning the Premier League next season. If we finish second this season, the next roll up is winning the Premier League, is it not? Oh, Lambs is
She was
gone.
frozen. I wasn't sure whether she was just really confused by what you were saying.
Literally, I was like, Lambs, please don't be confused. But yeah, but like I said, if we're going to finish second this season, well, what's next? What's the next step up from that? And that is actually,
yeah. I mean, it depends though, because I feel like in the same way that we're planning to strengthen our team, Man United still have a relatively big cash reserve. They can strengthen their team as well. City are only going to try and get stronger. Liverpool after the
Pep has said. But Pep has said that they're not going to buy a striker. Pep says they're not spending money. But I don't know. I don't know if Pep's bluffing is a situation or if he genuinely is telling the truth. Is my point. Pep's a very good liar if he's lying. But as far as I'm concerned, if City, I don't even want Haaland, to be honest. I'm not even being horrible. Like, I don't want Haaland at Chelsea. Not because I don't want Haaland, if that makes sense. But I think every fan base is like, yeah, I want Haaland. I want Haaland. But Harry Kane is a better fit for us than Haaland is. If you look at it, Harry Kane is. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say we're going to be second.
I think we're going to finish second as well. But personally, do you agree with anything else that Charles said, Joyce? Or do you disagree? If so, then please list your reasons.
I don't really, sorry, like, there's probably like different bits. But I think with, anyway, I think in terms of like the striker situation, because obviously that's a big one that people are kind of thinking about, like who do we sign, etc., etc. I think there's not that many top strikers that are available on the market. So it's either like, because when you think about it, there's a reason why there's like 6 clubs clamoring to sign Haaland, because elite young strikers are very much they're not in demand. It's not like the generation of strikers where we had like Suarez, and then you have Aguero, and then you have Lewandowski, and then you have like a bunch of strikers who are all up and around the same age in their prime at top level. Like that generation just below are not really elite like that. So if people are trying to lock in a striker for years to come, of course everyone's going to kind of try and go for Haaland. Someone like Harry Kane, if Daniel Levy decides to sell to us, decides to sell Harry Kane to us, I will eat my own hat on this channel, because it's not happening. Like, there is no, like, he's the way he wouldn't sign us Modric even after we said we'd pay him extra money. Like, there's no way that he would like sell to a direct rival. So I feel like there's not that many striker options. Like Haaland is out there, maybe Lukaku, maybe we stick with Tammy, maybe Werner has some sort of regeneration, which he won't because he's not that great. But I don't know. I don't think we'll finish second. I think we'll finish third this season.
I believe we're going to finish second place. I stick to that gun. I think it's going to Man City, Chelsea. I feel like we've got kind of the next few games, we've kind of got the easier route than Man U have. We're more likely to get 9 points than Man U are. And then that's not me being horrible. We've still got some tough games at the end of us, but in the next 3 games, we should be getting 9 points from it. Man U might not be. This is my point for us to gain on them, because we're not too far behind them. I just, there's just several things that, like, I think for me, Harry Kane is a better suit from us. We've seen what happens when we buy players from the Bundesliga. They need a season to adapt. Look at Havertz. Look at Ziyech. Look at Werner. Next season, I think Werner will impress the hell out of us. But I think we've started to see Havertz's kind of moments, and I'd like to see them continue on. As for Ziyech, we've seen moments as well. But I think Harry Kane is better suited for us in the style of play we play. I think he'll work better under Tuchel as well. So for me, I'm kind of... I hope to see Harry Kane. I know when Roman wants something, Roman gets something usually. But for me, it's about looking at what's best for the club and for our actual football team. And for me, I don't see Haaland. However much I would love Haaland, I really would. Like every team wants Haaland, but I think Haaland's going to go to Barcelona or Real Madrid. I don't see him going anywhere else. You know, there's only. I'd like to say Chelsea is an option, but Chelsea's an option on Roman's behalf. But for me, and I think a lot of Chelsea fans, like we are more interested. I think Harry Kane's a better option for us. He's already adapted to the Premier League. He's an absolutely incredible striker. Next season he's going to be guaranteed a trophy. I think with the right amount of money, Daniel Levy will sell him. And do you know why? Because Daniel Levy is a stingy bugger. He wants money all the time. And the more money he gets for Harry Kane, because you know Chelsea will just pay for it and that'll be it. And I think with Chelsea, I think he'd get a lot of money out of Harry Kane. I don't think he'd want to send... Do you know, I think you have options. You either send him to Chelsea or you send him to Europe. But, I mean, I don't think he's going to get the best out of PSG. If he went to PSG, I don't think it would be as great as if he was to come to Chelsea. And just to clarify, I've seen a comment that says, Charlotte, why do you want Kane so much? He's injury prone. That's because he's not man-managed well. If he was man-managed well, he's actually be okay. But Mourinho has Bale as a backup. And what did he do? Not use Bale. He used Kane. And this is actually before Mourinho. It's been going on since since Pochettino. Kane has been overused.
He's used Chelsea because of the rotational squad that's available at Chelsea that isn't at Tottenham, which is why Kane is required to play so many minutes, whereas he wouldn't be in Chelsea. So he would be allowed sufficient time to properly recover because there would be people in there to fill his role for him if he was absent. I think Kane wouldn't be a bad, like if we failed to get Haaland somehow, I wouldn't think Kane would be a bad option for Chelsea.
But I think
it won't happen.
4 years of pure, actual, like prime Harry Kane out.
But he is in his prime. He is in his prime, and we have to remember that.
We have Timo Werner, Kai Havertz playing off of this guy.
Yeah.
As we would have thought we would have liked them to play off against Giroud. They could be playing off this guy. This guy could be providing them with assists, even goals in his own stride, basically. Even goals for himself, not even just for the club, for himself. Right?
I think that matters,
this.
though.
I really think this guy could be that replacement, I think, for Giroud. He could be that prime replacement that we want in terms of scoring those crucial goals, but also assisting and scoring other goals as well, where we struggle to score goals, we struggle to break through. I feel like this is what Harry Kane offers us. Olivier Giroud, our current strikers, everybody else does not offer us at the moment.
I think you're absolutely right. Like for me, and I'm not saying that Haaland isn't a great player, and because I've seen a comment like this comment, I'm not saying that. But for me, Haaland doesn't fit into our style of play. I think Harry Kane fits in better to our style of play. I'm not saying that Haaland can't adapt. Yes, I can't say Haaland. I'm not saying Haaland can't adapt, but for me, Man City's style of play, Barcelona's style of play is more Haaland style than actually Chelsea's. I think for Harry Kane will actually fit in better at Chelsea. And I know we're probably not going to get Harry Kane, but for me, if you're looking at it, Harry Kane is our best fit. Like, he really is. Like, he's someone who's going to challenge Werner at getting a starting 11, which is going to push Werner to want it even more. You've got... Look at this. Our strikers could be Harry Kane Werner, and Giroud. Just take that in for a minute. Just take that in and relax. Because I'm
Man,
already no. As far as I'm concerned, if we're choosing between Giroud and Abraham, it's Giroud. Giroud has already been mistreated at Chelsea, as far as I'm concerned. I believe Giroud could have done. You know what? I just feel he hasn't been played enough. And I think he's very underrated because for me, he's absolutely an incredible player.
what do you guys think of this? This is quite a
Chelsea
bold
will win
statement.
FA Cup,
I wouldn't go
Champions League.
as far as saying this, but this is a
Oh,
bold
someone
statement.
screenshot this.
Hold on. Leave it up, Lambs. Leave it up, Lambs.
Leave
I'm taking a photo of this.
I'm leaving it up because this is a bold statement. I really want to get both of you guys' opinion on this.
I've
Because
done this.
what
done.
do you? What do you think? Basically, what can I say apart from what you think?
I don't
Choice.
think either trophy this season is completely out of reach. Mainly, especially because one-off cup games and one-off cup competitions, that kind of thing, is the kind of competitions where anything can happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, you get deep enough into a competition, literally anything can happen if you've got a decent enough squad or if you get a good day. So I can't count us out of either competition, like FA Cup or Champions League. So it's not the wildest shout in the world. Obviously, we're not the favourites for either competition at the moment, but I don't think it's the wildest shout in the world. Should come to us. He'd win individual awards.
Did you guys read this statement?
Every
Listen
single
to this.
month for the rest of his
Haaland
life.
should come to Arsenal if he wants to win trophies and individual awards.
Hold on.
Hold on.
I got this. You know what? When Arsenal can make it 4 years in the Champions League instead of 4 years in the Europa League, come have a conversation with me. But you're still in the Europa League, and you're struggling against teams. So don't come and have a conversation with me being like, oh, he should come to us. No, hun. When was the last time you actually won the Premier League? When was the last time you won the Champions League? Haaland wants Champions League. He wants Premier League. He doesn't want your rubbish ass team being like, ow, we're not going to turn up.
He doesn't want the Europa Confederate League, basically. He just doesn't want that.
Exactly.
Wants, basically. So if that's what you're offering him, Arsenal, then bye-bye. You are completely out of the running. In terms of Haaland, personally, I think we can definitely use someone like him. If we don't get him and we end up getting a Harry Kane instead, it's not a complete we've lost this war. I feel like it's a half gained battle. We gained something that we otherwise wouldn't have gained if it wasn't for this, if it didn't come down to this. So gaining Harry Kane, if we end up losing Haaland, will actually be a good thing, I think, in the long run. I think that's what will probably help us in the short term to winning that Premier League title, or at least challenging or coming very, 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 very close to it. For sure, Harry Kane will make that difference because he will get us the goals in which we are consistently lacking. And that's what we know he can do. That's what we know he can achieve. And I feel like, no doubt about it, he can act as that brick wall that a Mason Mount, a Timo Werner, a Kai Havertz can basically play off upon, and they will get goals from that. And I feel like that's the role that Harry Kane could provide for Chelsea as well as scoring the goals as well. Let's not forget, he can score the goals as well as assisting the goals. He can score them too.
He's just not coming though. Do you know what I mean?
I agree.
To kind of debate what Harry Kane could do for us, because he's one of the best strikers in the Premier League, one of the best strikers in the world, frankly. Not just the fact that he bangs every type of goal. He can also assist. His actual all-around play is fantastic. He's a great player. I don't want to gush too much because that's North London sides. We don't.
Them ones.
But at the same time, I think personally, he goes to either Manchester club before he comes to, either Manchester club abroad. any and everywhere else before he comes to Chelsea. I feel like, and we haven't really spoken about him, but I feel like we will seriously consider
Almost
re-signing
like what this
Lukaku.
guy says. What do you think?
I think he would come here, take special type. Yeah, no, I don't think he would. Like, especially when you consider the fact that
Facts.
Harry Kane, someone who was one of the best strikers in the world, like at his prime, decides to sign a 6-year contract that shackles him to Spurs. You think he's then gonna like he? No, I don't want to say he's a loser, but like he's quite loyal to Spurs, and he's someone who could have like forced his way out of the club a while ago, but he decided not to. So that doesn't strike me as someone who would then jump ship to a rival club. I just really don't see it.
That 100%. Well, obviously, there's a lot of comments here about because obviously we're a Chelsea channel and a Manchester United channel. Thanks to ads will never let us forget that. We always have to bear that burden. So obviously, if you guys are looking from a Manchester United perspective, right? Is it clear to see that a Haaland would not just do the job for them? They would need to get a Haaland, also get rid of some players, get in another kind of player as well if they was to play alongside, say, a Haaland. Would you guys agree? And if so, who are you recruiting if you're Man United? And I say this first because we're going to get onto us and what we would do afterwards. But I want to, this is a Chelsea Man United channel, so I want to address the Man United perspective. Again, this is not what Man United fans would do. We're just speculating, yeah? We're just speculating. And of course, none of us here support Manchester United, so full disclosure, there probably will be some bias in our decisions. We do not support Manchester United. We don't want to imagine any scenario in which they're doing well. So that will probably influence our decision. Joyce, what would you say?
With United, I feel like there's a couple things that they speak about needing to do, and I think I would agree as well. They definitely need a DM or someone in that mold, like another midfielder, because Matic is aging. He's been aging. I can't believe he had like half a good season with Ole, and then they gave him a brand new bumper contract. God knows why, but that's their own problem.
God knows why.
Fred doesn't really do the job because he's not really a DM either, and they've got their own problems with Fred, that fake Brazilian, whatever.
They got some big problems with Fred. Big problems.
Yes.
Watching ads. I hope you're watching. Big problems. Gigantic problems. I hope you know the solutions to those problems, my friends, because
Pastor Fred is no longer Pastor Fred.
He's
been demoted. He's been demoted.
Continue, Joy.
Like even McTominay, he's like another like divisive one with United fans, but I don't think he's not the guy either. So you then think like they need someone who can like be in that role for a good like 2 or 3 years at least. Someone who's not old as well. They can probably do with another. Well, not probably. They can do with another winger because they've been playing Mason Greenwood there for ages, and he's not really a winger. So it's kind of not stunting his growth, but it's like they're not getting the best out of him over there. They need another winger. And I think that's why they were pushing for Sancho so hard, and then that just kind of didn't work out. Martial isn't really effective out there. Martial hasn't really been effective anywhere.
How he's still a part of that squad is beyond me. How he's still a part of that squad is actually beyond me. Honestly, I really want to know how, Joyce, how he's still a part of that squad is still beyond me. I really don't know.
Mad.
There's no way he deserves to be part of the squad unless he knows some shit that Man United just can't afford to just allow just going loose. You know what I mean? They need to tie him in to some kind of contract or some deal. because they can't allow the information just running loose. But apart from that fact, there's no other reason for him to be Man United. There's no other reason. There's no other. He's just simply not good enough. He was never good enough when he arrived, and he's still not going to be good enough when he leaves. And again, that's another one of the mistakes that United, like Chelsea have in the past, like Arsenal have in the past, have made a mistake in recruiting strikers who are not for their team. They do not fit the dynamic of their team. And Martial is exactly the same with Manchester United. It's never going to work with them. He's just not to that level. He is below par that level. So for him to be performing on that level for Manchester United, beyond expectations, really.
I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Can I please comment on Man United right now? Because I'm ready. I am guns blazing. Like, you know what? Rashford, he can stay. Pogba, he can stay. Fred, he can leave. McTominay, he can leave. The fridge freezer, Maguire, he can go. Luke Shaw, he can stay. Yeah, just about everyone else.
Luke Shaw's been great.
Luke Shaw has had a redemption. It's like he's been to the holy waters. Yeah. He has been to the holy waters of Jerusalem. He's come back and he has redeemed himself. And I can't. Do you know what? I've never been the biggest fan of Luke Shaw, but let me tell you, Luke Shaw has redeemed himself. Genuinely redeemed himself. He has come out and he has absolutely proved to himself that it doesn't matter what age, you can still redeem yourself and you can come back with an absolute fight. Do I think Scott McTominay is hyped as hell? Overhyped? Yes. You know, do you know what my problem is? He gets 2 goals and everyone's like, yeah, McTominay, yeah, he's so great. And then he has like a shitload of bad games. And then he has a good game again where he gets a couple of goals and he's like, yeah, I'm scared, McTominay. And then it's just like, you know, I don't really have time for that. For me...
Am I seriously listening to this? Paul
Pogba has a problem is the fact that Paul Pogba is an incredible footballer. He genuinely is an incredible footballer. But he is surrounded by people that aren't at Paul Pogba's level. And I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just stating facts. Paul Pogba, look at him. Look at Paul Pogba in the France team. He's surrounded by people on his level. He plays incredibly. I'm not saying he plays shit in Man United, but it's not the same level because he's not surrounded by the same players. He's got Rashford, who's kind of nearly like on the same level.
His full potential because the amount of shitty midfielders he has around him. Facts. Absolute
literally
facts.
If Paul Pogba has the right people around him, he's absolutely the same Pogba.
Well,
and I just think you can't really disagree there.
All I'm going to say is the stats and the eye test actually disagree with your point.
I'm going to agree with this.
Like you say,
because it's true. I'm going to agree.
Luke Shaw has been incredible.
Incredible for Manchester United. I have to say, I'm going to agree with the statement. If this guy is not inducted into the England squad for the Euros this summer, it's criminal, absolutely criminal, because this guy deserves it. I'm going to agree with that. This guy has been your standout player. I have to say, for sure.
Just as criminal as what you men have been saying about my players. That's a disgrace what you men have been saying about players.
Someone tell me, what have I said that's been criminal?
No, not you, Joyce, Lambs and Charlotte. Listen, it's always the same stuff. Oh, Fred's this and McTominay's that. Listen, I will say this right now with chess. McTominay is not better than Fred. No way. And that just proves why he shouldn't be at Manchester United. But of course, Ollie's going to keep him in the plans. For me, I wouldn't sell Fred. I think it would be dumb to do that. What I would do is put him on the bench, put Martial on the bench, and put McTominay on the bench. These guys are impact players. They can be great impact players. Just get better people to fill the spots, and then whenever you need them to come on for 45 minutes or a few minutes in a game or even an easy game, start them, put them there. Don't sell them because how many times How many times has Fred saved our asses this season? You can't deny he hasn't been great.
No, I have a question for you. Okay.
Go on.
So you see how Paul Pogba plays against France, yeah? Like, do you think if you got like kind of the same level kind of midfield players with playing with Paul Pogba, that it would be a different midfield because I think it would.
I think Paul Pogba's been great this season.
No, I'm not saying that. But if you look at like the way he plays against United and the way he plays against France, he has people that are on the same level as him in France. I'm not saying he hasn't played well, but against France, he has literally the same level of players. Like, he bounces off them, whereas I think sometimes he struggles to kind and of bounce off the players in Man United midfield, and he kind of is that. Paul Pogba has become that kind of impact player at the minute. He really has.
He did. He
yeah,
has.
no. I'm saying that. I'm saying he's literally become that impact player. But for me, Paul Pogba should be starting. He should be starting every game because your midfield should be as good as the player you bought for this specific role.
I've said time and time again, our best midfield, and no one can deny this as well because you've seen it in action so many times. Everyone will say, "Oh yeah, it was the same midfield that got you knocked out of the Europa League last season." No, Bruno, Fred, and Pogba is our best midfield. Just get a holding midfielder. Personally, I like Ndidi because I actually think he's one of the best in the world. I don't rate Declan Rice. You get Rice at home. I don't know what the gas is about. Just these 12-year-olds talking shit, thinking he's world class when he isn't. I don't rate him. I don't think he's that good. But if we were to get him, I mean, it would definitely be an improvement when it comes to an actual DM. Just because you can do a role better than a player does not mean you're better than a player. It doesn't. Your whole round game, just because you're playing a role, does not mean you're better. For me, he's way better than McTominay. McTominay, for me, is just going to stay at the club, and we need to just all admit that. Sadly, it's just the case. But for me, Pogba, Bruno, and Fred is our best midfield. We've seen it work so many times. Even when we lost against, even when we got knocked out of the Europa League last season, they were our three only players who presented that spark of hope against Fulham as well. They did well. But for me, I think for me personally, all the Fred hate was stopping up until February. So to be honest with you, I'm not hearing this, and I swear down, half these men in chat as well were the ones saying that Chilwell is well better than Shaw. Half of them.
Can I just say, I'm not saying Chilwell is better than Shaw. Shaw right now is better than Chilwell. Fact. I'm not even playing that. However, I am going to ask you, if you had to choose between getting rid of Fred and Scott McTominay or Bruno Fernandes or Pogba. So if you had to get rid of two of the people, and it's between Pogba and Fernandes and Fred and McTominay, who would you get rid of? You don't have
No. Because no. I'm not answering that question because I wouldn't get rid of any of them.
Right.
I would know. Listen, like I said before, I would put
comparison. There's no comparison.
No, hear me out. No, hear me out. No, hear me out.
Jeremy agrees. Bruno, Fred, and Pogba don't work.
No, it does. I'm not hearing this.
Pogba, as you can definitely pick one of them in which you would like to see exit from your squad.
I would like to see McTominay exit. I'd like to see McTominay exit, but no, what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to say to you is that everyone says, "Oh yeah, just sell them." That is the dumbest. That's the biggest bunch of shit I've ever heard. These players have actually put in really good shifts this season, and since they've actually been at the club. Fred came into our team, shit. As soon as Ollie comes into the role, passing gets better. He starts playing more games. He throws through into the main team, and he does well. Last season, brilliant. No one can dispute that. The start of this season, up until February, one of our best players. No one can dispute that. McTominay had a good phase this season, had a good and solid role to the team last season. I wouldn't sell these players. I'd put them on the bench. Why? Because they have quality and they can be great backup. So selling them makes no sense. It doesn't. It really doesn't. That's like saying, so for example, if you man had Giroud, you man sell Giroud to get Haaland in, yeah? You put Abraham as that third option striker. You get someone else in and you make Haaland your main one. You do not sell players just because there's people better than them out there. That is just
But I'm
no, man.
selling.
I don't agree with
I'm
that.
selling Abraham. I don't want to keep. Abraham. I'm
Oh,
keeping
come on,
Giroud.
Charlotte.
No,
It's
I'm
an
sorry.
agenda. It's an
No.
agenda.
It's not. And do you know why it's not an
It's an
agenda?
agenda.
Because no. Do you know why it's not? Because Abraham has got us goals. I'm not taking that away from him. But if you look, what we need, if we're going to have a third striker, because I'm assuming we're going to buy a striker. Stop it, Bruno. Well, we're going to have a third striker. Giroud is that more likely. Abraham isn't going to want to be third best. He's young. He's in his prime. I'm sorry. You tell me now that Abraham's going to want to be third best, because he's not. Giroud will take it. Giroud's got to that point in life where he will take being third striker. He can come in and make an impact. Abraham's
but
going to be
Charlotte,
wanting
we
to
don't know
get
what's
more
going through the
minutes in
players'
games.
minds. Charlotte, but we don't know what's going through the
But
players'
what I'm
minds because
saying, what I'm
he
saying is
could be
that
third option.
we know
But no, Tammy is not gonna be a third option at Chelsea.
Tammy's not going to be third option at Chelsea, because I think that's a waste of it. You keep telling me he's a talent.
He'll leave.
Yeah, he's
He's
going to
your
be
best
so.
striker.
He's not going to
But
stay
he's-
as the
okay,
third
it
option.
doesn't-
He will
no,
leave
but
to
that's
play
not-
first team
that's not
football
your
in
point.
another club, which he knows he'll be able to do.
Literally, that's my point.
There's a reason why he hasn't signed a new contract.
Yeah, that is true.
I just think for me that I just think Tammy Abraham. Listen, he is a bit calamitous. I can't lie, he is. But the thing is, when he's got the most goals for you, man, this season, that's telling me something. How can you put faith in one? I don't give a shit about first season, because if he's apparently the best of the best, like he was when he was apparently coming to Chelsea, yeah, and all the rumors were spreading around. Apparently he's the best of the best, and he's gonna do this and that, and he's gonna come down like from cloud nine and just sort all these problems out for you. Everyone said that. Everyone said that. Well, not everyone. Majority of the fan base said that. But now they're like, oh yeah, no, give him a chance. If he fucks up next season, let me ask all three of you this before I cut. If he fucks up next season, what are you man saying? You want him gone, or do you want him to stay?
Listen, Padsy, I'm not gonna lie. I agree with you. From like October, I've been saying I'm tired of this man because he's not the guy that I thought we were signing. Maybe that's my own fault for not watching more of the Bundesliga and watching more compilations, whatever. Even though compilations will lie and show you exactly what you want to see, but I feel like Tammy is massively disrespected by our fans, like point blank period. Especially for someone who is over the last 2 seasons, he is our top goal scorer. So I do think like the disrespect that he gets is mad. However, if he knows that we are gonna go out there and spend big money on a new striker, that's us telling him that we don't have faith in him to be our top striker or be our first choice striker. And if he knows that that's the case, why would he stay? Especially someone who's young. My position with young footballers is always don't stay and like wait for opportunities that aren't gonna come. Like, why would you sit and ride bench and hope someone? I mean, like with Loftus-Cheek, I know like injuries came into it and other things came into it, but he's someone who is 25, and you look at the amount of career appearances that he has in the Premier League versus like someone at his age should be way more developed. He sat and he stayed at Chelsea and he stayed and that didn't really pay off for him. Obviously, other things came into factored into it, but like. Young players need to go and play where they're going to play football and where they're going to get good football at his age. What he needs is game time, and if he's not going to get it here, go. Like I would never feel like I feel like we might regret it in the future. A lot of strikers, will be in their prime much later than maybe other positions and stuff. Drogba wasn't. I'm not saying that Tammy's Drogba, but Drogba wasn't in his peak until much later in his career. That happens, but. If he wants to carve out the career that he wants for himself, he's probably going to have to leave. And that's fine.
If he does want to leave,
You know what?
he should leave.
I agree with that.
He should leave. But for me, I think for me, because there's always a player in each position, the attack, the midfield, and the defense that some people tend to look at. It's definitely Manchester United and Chelsea that a lot of the people look at, right? And there's always that one player. For Chelsea, it was Rudiger. Now everyone's just understood that he's actually a great centre back, like I told everyone he was. Mason Mount, some people give him a hard time, even though sometimes it is deserved. And Tammy is that player up in attack. I've heard people say before this season that Mason Mount should leave, and I heard people say that Christensen and Rudiger should leave. For me personally, I mean, you've seen them project this spark of hope in certain games, and even been there to do their job in games that pretty much won you the game. Why would you sell them? Keep them as backup if, in your opinion, they're not good enough. Keep them in your bench, and then they can be great impact players if they've already shown you that they can fit into the first team and do a good job. For me, selling people that have already presented how good they are in the first team, just put them on the bench if you dislike them. Personally, for me, but if Tammy wants to leave, I think saying people should leave is just, for me, it's just stupid. People who should leave are those like what's his name? Like Romero from Manchester United. Like he was doing okay, then he started playing crap. People like Kepa should leave. You know what I'm trying to say? Like these are people that have cost you games consistently, but there are players out there who have won you games consistently.
It's not
Yeah, but I
about
think
saying
when you look at it, it's not about it's not the point of like you don't get to choose sometimes with Roman Abramovich. If Roman Abramovich says he wants a new striker,
Yep.
Tammy will become third. And for me, if I was a young player and I still had potential and I still had the potential to learn, I wouldn't be staying as a third place striker. I would be leaving to go get more experience,
I agree
come
with the
back
statement
and learn.
completely.
Literally. But
Right.
he literally, I have to agree. If he wants to stay and be third choice, cool story. But
Yeah.
for me, Giroud has third choice. Third choice is better for Giroud. Giroud's getting on. He's what, 32, 33? Giroud as a third striker is better than actually Abraham, because Abraham still has that potential to go out and learn. Now, if he went to another Premier League team and got starting and was starting all the time, you wouldn't be complaining because he's getting those minutes to learn and better himself. But he's not going to get that if he stays at Chelsea.
Do you think Giroud will stay or leave this season?
No, I think Giroud's going to stay.
He's just not at Chelsea. He's not going to get the opportunity at Chelsea. I think he is better off going on loan to another club,
He
to
won't
be
go
honest,
on loan.
exploring his own potential.
Yeah, he will leave.
If at the end of the day, they end up buying him, like I think Aston Villa may potentially end up buying Ross Barkley, I think that is a good thing for his career. I think that's going to help him tenfold. Really will, because playing a team where you will get first starting minutes, you will get playing time, you will get recognition time, you will have the chance to improve and prove yourself. But you're not going to get that in Chelsea because the squad potential is limitless. It's actually limitless. And the fact they're going to get in more players in the summer means there's even less chance of you approving yourself. So if I was Tammy Abraham, I would start thinking about options. Prove yourself elsewhere. You don't have to be at Chelsea to do that. But you need, if you want to maintain a career at the top level, at the Premier League level, you need to be continually doing this on another level for another club. You need to probably search for another club that isn't Chelsea, to be honest, and they will give him better opportunities, I think, to showcase his talent. They'll give him more playing time to showcase his talent. They'll give him the chance to improve. They'll give him the chance to make mistakes and learn from his mistakes, whereas Chelsea Football Club will not give him that chance. So I think that's the thing that's facing his career. I think that's the best option for him at this moment in time, really and truly.
It's not, and do you know what? I think it's not just the fact that, like, so Chelsea is a very difficult place for youth players to come and make a stamp, make their mark on a team and come in, and so the fact that like Mason Mount has been able to do it, I think that's literally because, firstly, because he's great, he's a very talented player, and also because his manager trusted him and let him have that role, have that position long enough for people to see how good he could be in our team, right? I feel like generally though at Chelsea, youth exports do not get the same time or trust or opportunities that foreign exports will, or people that you've spent money on. The people that you've spent money on, because you want a return, you're always going to have more faith in them. You're always going to have more patience. You're always going to, whether that's right or wrong, well, I think it's wrong, but say like someone like Torres. Torres, we spent big peas on this guy, and the amount of opportunities and chances and confidence we had to try and push him because we spent 50 million. We want to get our 50 million back, and then Sturridge, we didn't pay big piece for Sturridge. Sturridge dipped, even though he was the superior striker at the time.
Yeah.
When you are a young player or a youth player from the academy, your chances, you don't get love like that. You don't get the chance like that. You
Mm.
don't get the opportunities like that, especially at a club like Chelsea. So it's either you come in and you hit the ground running and you blow everyone away, which most young players won't, because that's just, people take time to develop. It's either that, or you go off somewhere, you go on loan, and then you come back great,
Mm.
or you move to another team, and then either we regret it or we don't, or whatever. But that's just how Chelsea are, and that's how Chelsea have been for a long time. So it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, I think Tammy, if he does move, I'd say he should go to like a Southampton or potentially even a Brighton, because I think Brighton will definitely get better if they stay in EPL next season. I think personally for me, maybe he isn't good enough, but for me, I think the hate is unacceptable. To say he's a crap player, you know what I'm trying to say? Like all I hear is, he's crap, he's crap, he's crap. But to be honest with you, some fans don't want to admit it, but he's actually saved your asses sometimes, especially against West Ham. Them two hit back goals, no one in that team's doing that other than him on that day.
I was
So that's all I've got to say.
Just to clarify something.
Drogba
Oh
being
God,
overrated, and I'm just sitting here
I'm
thinking,
out of here. He's not my player.
Drogba
Literally.
overrated.
Take care.
Actually,
Literally.
mad. The guy won everything.
Just to clarify, Drogba made the Emirates Stadium his second home.
Do you understand what a world-class striker is? You don't,
No.
because Drogba is a world-class striker. If you know what world-class strikers are, then Drogba falls into that category. And if you don't, then, I'm sorry about the average positions and,
The average players you have.
your team is currently providing for you at the moment, because at the end of the day, if you don't understand how elite Drogba is, then boy, you just don't really care about
He gets a
football,
lot of like
Premier League
retrospective
football, or how
disrespect.
much this guy contributed to Chelsea's success. Talking of which, I kind of want us to move on so we can talk about I want to talk about the rivals, okay? So I want to talk about the fact that the rivals that could be catching us up and the rivals that could be catching us up. So, in terms of the rivals that could be catching us up, I'm talking Spurs, West Ham, Everton, and Liverpool. These are all teams below us with games in hand or not, or a couple more games in hand, like Everton, that could potentially catch us up. And yeah, I guess I just want to hear you guys' thoughts, opinions, views on these particular rivals. Can they catch us up? Will they catch us up? Why? Why not? Joyce, let's start with you.
I feel like we are in a great position because this is in our hands. We don't have to rely on other teams slipping up. We don't have to wait for United to have a bad game, wait for Leicester to have a bad game, wait for United to do XYZ. It's down to us, it's up to us. If we win our games, we get top four. If we win our games, we can finish second or third, or well, probably third, but we can kind of maybe push to second depending on how everyone else does. But ultimately it's about us. So yes, other teams can catch us up, but that's only if we don't take our own chances, and that's only if we don't maximize our own points. And I feel like the way that we're playing, of course, I feel like at some point we will slip up, like unbeaten runs, and sometimes with the most like really stupid games. But I just think that the position that we're in, we're actually in a really great position to finish the season really strongly. So I'm not like, obviously, like West Ham are like nipping on our heels, but if a team like West Ham are overtaking us, I'm pissed, because London Stadium does not need Champions League football. I'm sorry, I don't need it. It's not happening. A team like Everton, I feel like eventually teams like Everton and West Ham, I feel like will eventually kind of fade away. We can't rely on that to happen. Teams like Spurs, they can fade away or they can finish strongly, but ultimately, if we do our job, we don't need to worry about anyone else. So I'm just kind of focusing on us finishing strongly. Like, we've got a decent run of games. What, next 3 games? And then the games after that are against rivals who are in and around us. We've got Villa, City. Well, City's not really a rival right now, but we've got Villa, we've got City. I think we're playing Leicester, playing Arsenal. I think in May. I think those are the games. I might be wrong. But
We've got
if we're winning
Tottenham,
those-
we've got Arsenal, we've got Leicester as well, in amongst those last couple of games. Yeah, you're right.
So playing against those teams, if we're picking up team like these, because we've got so many games against the teams around us, when we pick up points against them, then that just makes it even easier for us because they're dropping points at the same time that we're gaining. But I'm confident that we'll get top 4. I'm not really worried at the moment. I don't think we have a reason to worry.
Charles, do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think?
You know, I think we've actually got quite a good shot. We've got a few good games. We've got a chance to get 9 points, which I think we're capable of getting 9 points in the next few games. Whether we do or not is a different story. But for me, we've got 9 points. Now, teams around us could be dropping points, which, because expect the unexpected in these matches, you really have to kind of expect the unexpected. Like, there's so many teams that you're like, oh, I thought they would have won, except they actually haven't. And I think you have to take that on board and be realistic. Yes, we've got Everton that have got a couple of games in hand. They have got some bigger games coming up, which could work out. Because I was looking at this, out of all the teams that are like around us, we've got the easiest next 3 games. We do. So that's like, we have 9 points to get, which we should be collecting. Now, if we can collect 9 points and other teams around us can drop points, that for me is a win. Well, we do have the easiest run of games. Our next few games are the easiest run of games. We should be getting 9 points. Now, if we're not, I've got a bit of an issue. Like, the responsibility is with our team. Now, we are capable of getting 9 points. Whether we do or not is on Tuchel and his men. Now, I'm not saying everyone around us could pick up points as well, but if they drop points, it's an absolute result for me. So, yeah, we've got West Brom, who we should be beating this weekend. Who else have we got next? Hold on 2 seconds.
West Ham.
Yeah, we've got Crystal Palace, which we should be beating.
Crystal Palace, we have.
Yeah, we should be beating Crystal Palace, and then we've got West Brom, Crystal Palace, and then we've got Brighton. Literally, we have the easiest run of Premier League games in the world. Like, we've got Brighton, the Crystal Palace, West Brom, and then West Ham. Like, we should be getting at least 12 points from that. Now, I'm not, because we're capable of this. So I think that we have to take our opportunities. Do I think other teams can catch up to us? Yes.
We have West Ham, we have Fulham, we
Brighton,
have City, we have Brighton, we have Arsenal, we have Leicester, and we have Villa. So we've got a pretty tough finish.
Yeah, but our next 3 games are West Brom, Crystal Palace, Brighton, and then West Ham. So for me, out of those 4 games, we've already beaten West Ham. So why can't we beat West Ham under Lampard? If we're not beating West Ham under Tuchel, I have a problem.
If we're not beating Arsenal under Tuchel, we have a goddamn problem. I'm talking about, this is Arsenal, this is Leicester, these are Man City, these are teams who are competing for these top 4 Europa League places.
Mm-hmm.
alongside us. So we need to be making sure we trump them on points. We need to be making sure we're gaining points against City, even if, okay, we're not going to win the league. That's for fucking sure. The league is theirs. But we need to be making sure we're getting these points on City. We need to be making sure we're getting these points on Leicester. We need to be making sure we're getting these points on Arsenal. And we need to be making sure we're getting these points on West Ham. Truly, because after Crystal Palace, it's West Ham next, is it not? We need to be making sure we are ensuring these points against them because, damn.
No, I agree with you completely. Like, the things we are capable of, is actually, well, like, we are capable of beating West Ham. We beat them, what, 2-3, was it 2 or 3-1 against, under Lampard? 3-1 under Lampard. Like, how are we not beating them? How are we not beating them under Tuchel, where we have the technical ability, we have the man management, and we have the tactics? Yeah, I'm not saying under any circumstance that West Ham aren't playing well at this time. But what I am saying is that we have a new manager. We have tactics, we have man management, we should be beating them. Just like I think personally, we are going to challenge Man City. I'm not for the title, I meant in the FA Cup, just to clarify that one before everyone gets carried away. In the FA Cup, I think Man City are going to think it's quite easy. Let me tell you, do not underestimate us. Do not underestimate us, because actually we are. Do you know what? When we play Arsenal, I'm going to need an Arsenal rematch. I'm not cursing myself, but I need a rematch. So, Chelsea, if you hear me, I'm not going to big myself up to any of these games at all, because I remember last time I'm still mentally scarred. I'm like padded cell, rocking back and forth like, yeah, no, I'm not down for this anymore. Like, I'm really not. And just to clarify, the absolute idiot that said Drogba wasn't world class, jog on, mate. You know nothing. Like, you know nothing. As Jon Snow says, you know nothing.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Yeah, absolutely. You know nothing.
Oh, I love it. Do you know what's so crazy? You know, like, oh my God, I remember there was a gym that I was working at the time, and Rose Leslie, like, she joined the gym as a member, and I remember her like coming to the gym, and it was just like, oh my God, like, here she is. So weird.
Oh, man.
Oh no,
Man.
Head's just down.
No, it's just down.
Lambs again,
Not again, lambs. I'm gonna do that near, far, wherever you are.
I'll bring out the mic and the guitar.
Yes.
No, I think she is frozen.
Lambs.
Yeah, sus guys. I'm sorry. It's just like
we literally thought
like
your head. We thought your head was
just
down.
like
we were
not
just
listening
singing
to me.
Titanic. We were just singing Titanic for you.
I hope you all can like hear me. Can you all like hear me? By the way.
Yeah, we can. We were just singing Titanic to you. We can hear you, but we were singing. I don't know. Hi, lambs.
Hello.
Hey, hello. Can you hear me? Hi, lambs. Lambs, please. Hello. Is it me you're looking for?
He's definitely gone again.
I'm having way too much fun with this.
No, but I like top four 30. You've got it.
Yeah, literally.
Girl, wait.
No, she gone again.
It's just us two. Let's take over.
Oh yes, Joyce and Charles take over.
Joyce and Charles show. The wine and water show. Oh my God, we're turning water into wine.
Yeah. See, Joyce had some water. I turned it into wine, and this is how we roll here, guys. But yeah, do you think we're capable of beating Man City in the FA Cup?
I think we are. I think.
I'm not saying we are, just capable.
Yeah.
Capable is the word
I do
for all
think we're
these people in the
capable.
comments, like.
Before they come and try and twist your words. No, I do think we're capable. I don't think it's like with cup games, literally anything can happen. Like we've beaten Man City before, you know, like it's not impossible. And I just feel like it's going to be one of those like really tactical, like a proper tactical battle. So just I don't know, like just see what happens. I'm quite excited for it actually. It'd be really nice if we can get to the FA Cup final, if we can win it.
I agree.
Can come in 6 months in and like have a title or have a trophy. That'd be really
Yeah,
nice.
but I think the FA Cup will really be a good kind of situation for us. I think it's a trophy that's in our sights, just like I think it's one of those ones that we are capable of doing. Whether we actually do it is a different situation, but you know, I'm hopeful, you know.
I'm hopeful
Lambs,
too.
can you hear me? Lambs, can you hear me?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Like my internet's just honestly just doing the absolute disgust.
It's okay.
I thought the new box fixed everything.
Yeah. I thought everything was fixed.
Do you know what? It's so funny because like before the engineers came, like remember that before they came for the first time?
Yeah.
Terrible. And then they came for the first time, and then suddenly everything was like absolutely perfect and it just got back on track.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
The second time.
Yes, they
Now
did.
Like I don't know what they did, but it's like back to the shit.
Please turn it back. Reverse what you did.
So I've literally been messaging them like, what did you do before? Because when you came that time, the internet was perfect. And then you came the second time and then you fucked it up again. What did you do? I want to know what you did so you can fix that. So at least you can keep that consistent. And I still haven't had anything. So yeah.
What idiots. Let me tell you, they're rude AF. Like, we don't like lambs is lambs is people
My
that fix your wife.
My landlord.
Yeah.
It's my
Lambs is landlords. If you're watching, let me tell you, I don't like you very much. I don't respect you. I don't like you.
You know what's crazy, right? Do you know what's crazy, right? The husband supports Tottenham.
That's karma in itself. That is karma in itself.
My guy walked into my room, saw the Chelsea flag, and was like, "Oh, you support Chelsea, right?" And I was like, "Yes, sir, that's right. I support Chelsea." Who do you
support? A team that's actually won a Chelsea league.
And he was like to me, Tottenham Hotspur. And I was just like, "Oh god."
Just to clarify, you support a team.
I didn't know this. You support. He became my landlord. Okay, I didn't know this. All right, guys. So bear with me. I didn't fucking know this. All right.
You support a team that's actually won the Champions League. That actually has trophies in their cabinets. Right. Like, no wonder they're so stubborn. They're like, dude, this girl in my renting home. She supports Chelsea. That's a team that's got trophies. That one's Champions League. And what have Spurs got? Harry Kane's golden boot every season. That's all we've got.
They have nothing.
Let me tell you, Prime is right. Prime is right. He's intentionally sabotaging you. Prime is right. Prime is genuinely right.
Guys, if you're questioning my shitty Wi-Fi, yeah, why my internet cuts out, you know now.
Fan.
You know.
Spurs fan.
Now you know.
He's
now
cutting
you know.
the wires.
It's a Spurs fan.
I ain't cutting the wires when it suits him, innit? When it suits
Honestly, you guys imagine how I feel. Yeah, my two best friends. One of them's an Arsenal fan and one of them's a Spurs fan.
Yeah, that's awkward.
It's not always a good time over it.
Oh, honey. Talking of rival fans, that brings me nicely to the next part of our stream, which is our rival fans. Are they catching up or are we catching up to the two above us? So, of course, I'm talking about you know, us being in fourth position, we're at a relatively sensitive point, I should say, potentially, because we also have teams like Spurs, West Ham, Everton, and Liverpool who could catch up to us very, very easily over this weekend. Is that a possibility, do you feel, or do you feel that we will just continue to just spread the gap, keep that gap comfortable, keep the cushion comfortable between us and our rivals? Guys, what do you think?
No, no, not even taking this. On the on the second part, I agree. We're gonna keep our rivals below us, like them people that I look down on. We're gonna keep them at bay. I believe that. But let me tell you, Leicester, Man United, we are coming for you. Like, there is only 7 points. 7 points. All it takes is for you to lose 2 games, and we are 1 point behind you. And we've been 1 point behind you before. But that was under Lampard. We're now under Tuchel. Let me tell you something now. We have 3 games that I'm absolutely certain we're getting 9 points out of. So let me tell you, are you certain that you're getting 9 points out of your next 3 games? No, you're not. You're really not. So don't come and talk to me like, I don't need no Man U fans like chatting rubbish, you know. I don't want to hear this. But let me tell you, Spurs ain't making the Europa Conference League. Let me tell you that one. They're going to bottle it. They are going to bottle it. Just like they bottle everything else. They're going to bottle the Carabao Cup final. They're going to bottle... Oh, wait. They're probably going to bottle the... Have they bottled the Europa League already? Yeah, they have, haven't they?
Not
yeah,
yet.
they have.
They're still in it, but there's still...
Are they?
Still time for them
No,
to...
they got out.
No,
They're out. They're out. They got knocked out of the Europa League.
No, they're still in.
No, Arsenal.
They're in the next round. They're in
Hold
the
on,
next round, guys. How are you laughing? They're still in, bro. What are
I'm
you laughing
just
at?
checking.
Wait, please don't. This
They're
don't make
still
this.
in.
I'm literally googling it.
Listen, they lost their last game, but they're still through. Okay, they're still through.
No, hold on. No. No, they didn't. They lost to Dinamo Zagreb.
But they're still through. They're still through. I know they lost their last game, but on aggregate, guys, they're still through. We all
No, they're
know
not. Hold on.
They're through.
They're not. They're not because
Yes, they are. They're
hold on.
through.
No, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Look. Hold on. Let me turn this down for a
Is this a
second.
social experiment?
Hold on. You got
They are
Spurs. Hold on. The first leg, Spurs got 2-0. The third leg.
What's the draw? They're through. They're in.
What?
They're in, babes. They're in.
Spurs Europa League. Hold on. I'm just
Where's
looking at
the
it now.
Spurs are out. Arsenal are in. They're in.
Hold on. Let me just clarify this. Hold on. But I'm pretty sure I'm about right.
Drew Slavia Prague. Spurs drew Dynamo Zagreb. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Spurs lost.
Yes,
Spurs lost to
Spurs are out,
Dinamo.
but Arsenal are through. That's my point. That's
Oh,
my.
I thought you were telling me that Spurs were in still, and I'm like, no.
Spurs are in. Arsenal are out. That's what I'm trying to say. No, sorry. I'm trying to say that Arsenal are still in. Spurs are out. That's what I'm trying to say.
You've just been saying Spurs are in. You've just been saying Spurs are in and Arsenal are out. We've just been arguing because you said Spurs are in and Arsenal are out, and I'm like, no.
No. I said Spurs are out, but Arsenal are in.
No, that's not what you said.
Okay, maybe the wine has gotten to me, but seriously, Dynamo Zagreb are in because they knocked Spurs out.
Yes.
Prague is still in. They knocked Leicester and Rangers out, and now they've come up
playing
against
Arsenal
for the next round. So I'm saying Arsenal's still in, but they still have a chance of getting knocked out. Yes, I potentially am. Yes, I potentially am, Mustafa. It's been a long day. It's been a really fucking long day, okay? But the fact is,
I love
out.
what Prime's just
So
said.
Arsenal
I think Lambs is a little bit.
Arsenal out.
Hold
Sorry.
on, hold on.
What I mean,
Prime,
Spurs
Lamb's
out,
Prime.
Arsenal in.
Prime just literally said, I think Lambs is a little bit waved. No complaining though.
I'm honestly so confused because they're so like fucking similar. Okay. All
They're
right,
not
just
similar. Arsenal actually have trophies. Spurs have none.
just to clarify. Okay. Dinamo
Even the-
Zagreb have knocked Spurs and Leicester out. Yes. Dynamo Zagreb are in. Slavia Prague are in. They've just Arsenal in the recent Europa League draw.
Hold on. You're going so wrong right now.
Beating Olympiacos on aggregate. So yes, Arsenal and Manchester United are the only English teams still present in the Europa League.
Yes.
Let's just clarify that. Okay.
Just to clarify, that was the only part you got right. That was the only part you got right, was that Arsenal and Man U were the only teams. You're telling me that Leicester got knocked out by Dinamo Zagreb, but that's not right.
They got knocked out by Slavia Prague, didn't they? Slavia Prague is the ones who knocked out both Rangers and Leicester. So I'm saying Arsenal have now drawn Slavia Prague. Okay, so sorry. What I was trying to say is Arsenal coming up against Slavia Prague, it's not going to be easy because they're a serious team, clearly, evidently. I'm just saying that I think Arsenal might just have enough to knock them out, but at the end of the day, you don't know what these racists have up their sleeves. And let's not lie, they are racists.
Facts upon facts.
Agreed. Do you know what? I can't wait. I want Slavia Prague to lose so badly that they get annihilated. I'm not saying I want Arsenal to win. I just want Slavia Prague to lose so badly.
They're racist. Yeah.
Literally, I want Saka to get a hat trick. I'm ready for this. Saka, you hit him with a hat trick. And let me tell you now, like, I'm going to tell you now, I want Slavia Prague to absolutely get kicked out.
Oh, absolutely. I can't believe they haven't been kicked out for the racism thing in the first place. But
It's disgusting. Anyway, that brings me lastly on to our last point. So let's talk about the West Brom game. Let's preview that. And let's start some predictions before we sign off for the night. Ladies, so Premier League is back. I know we have some casualties. We shall talk about that briefly as we're previewing the game. So we know there's probably not going to be a Jorginho. There's definitely not going to be a Kante. And we know for sure Kante is not going to be present for that game against Porto, which is such a shame because it's Kante. And we know what he can do. And he's amazing. Anybody who says he's not world class, you can just go and fuck yourselves right now because he's amazing. Anyway.
would you like a tissue?
Oh my god, that's amazing. Lambs, that was Oscar award worthy.
Kleenex on hand. Anyway, guys. So we're facing West Brom. I know we're facing Porto soon afterwards on the Tuesday. I know we have no Kante. I know Jorginho is definitely not going to be available for that game. Whether he will be fit for Porto is still in the works. We still don't know about that. But at the end of the day, we know for sure we're going to have no Kante. Fucking international break. Guys, thoughts and opinions? Joyce, start with you.
I mean, to lose both of our kind of, more defensively minded midfielders is not the greatest news in the world. I mean, who replaced, if they're both out, I don't know, Gilmore comes in, I guess. And there were a lot of people who were saying Gilmore can do everything that a
Ross
Jordan can do
Gilmore
and more.
against Champions League opposition.
Yeah, so we'll just see if like our players can step up with like big injuries. Because obviously they would have been replacing each other. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I feel like 12 p.m. kickoffs are always really dodgy. I don't know what it is about. And then a 12 p.m. kickoff on the back of an international break. I feel like this game is going to be a bore fest. I'm not gonna lie. I think if we we'll win maybe 1-0, perhaps 2-0. I don't know. Havertz has been pretty decent for Germany. It looks like I didn't really watch him, but people have been saying he was great. So hopefully he can like bag. But I think that this game is gonna just wiping the crust out my eyes kind of game.
By the way, I wasn't involved in this, Andrew. I had no idea this even happened, to be
Wait,
honest.
what happened?
Actually, guys, can you give Andrew some credit? Because my man was actually right. My man corrected me when, the alcohol got to my brain where I couldn't function and reiterate properly. So give my guy the credit that he deserves, please, because he does deserve it. And you see, listen, we're out here apologizing for our wrongs, Andrew. We're out here apologizing for our wrongs. So give us some credit for that. We're apologizing for our wrongs. Okay. So let's look ahead before we finally finish up for today. Guys. This weekend, we are the first game. Why are we always the first? I don't
I
understand.
hate it. I hate it. I know. Do you know what? I hate it. I hate it. I start doing a watch along for this game. And it ruins my mood. It actually ruins my mood for the weekend. Let me tell you, I'm like, we seem to struggle with the 12:30 games. The 12:30 games we seem to get to, and we're like, hi, hon. I don't know how to play football. It's 12:30. I don't know how to play football at 12:30. I know how to play football after 12:30. 12:30, I do not know how to play football.
Oh
But
God.
it's against West Brom. It's against West Brom. We have to take this opportunity. It's an opportunity for 3 points. We don't take it, I'm not going to be impressed. Genuinely. Andrew's right. Andrew is right.
Hey guys, can we see
Early kickoffs? Early kickoffs are not for Chelsea. That's a fact. But you know what? I did like the Chelsea score predictor, and I think the first goal is going to be from Money Mace. I think Mason Mount's going to get the first goal.
Money Mason's
I really would like to see our front three with Werner. I'd like to see Ziyech. Ziyech can get another goal as well. He can add to his tally as well.
See Kai turn off as well.
I'd like to see Jorginho and Kovacic back in the mix. Yep. Jovic are back in the mix.
Yeah, I would really love to see that. To be honest, I would love to see Kai Havertz in the starting lineup. I would love to see Timo Werner. I'd love to see Olivier Giroud in the starting lineup as well. I'd love to see all of these players: Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner. I'd love to see the Hakim Ziyech. I'd love to see them all in the starting lineup. I'd love to see them all contributing to our success against West Brom quite comfortably, quite successfully. But at the end of the day, we know what a team can be like. We know, depending on what kind of attack we're up against, we know that sometimes we can find it really, really, really difficult to break down as well. We're quite I would say not so great at breaking down such high lines, such solid defenses as well. Joyce, what do you think?
Yeah, like everyone's already said, these early kickoffs are just don't really go very well for us. And it's mad because I don't know if you guys remember, but there was that time period under Lampard where we had every single late kickoff. like for like a month and a half solid, we were just playing 5 p.m., 8 p.m., 5 p.m., 8 p.m., back to back to back to back. We didn't have any early games at all. And like all of a sudden, it's like we can't stop getting all these early kickoffs. But it's whatever. It just feels like it's going to be a really dry game. Like just everyone kind of like oiling up and kind of getting back into it again after the international break. I expect us to win. Something tells me we're gonna drop points. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. It just feels like one of those like stupid, like silly games where like if our forwards aren't firing, like we just end up in like a really boring like 0-0 draw or something like that. But I would really like for us to win. I would like Havertz to kind of continue the form he showed over the international break. Werner's just going to start, isn't he? He's got to play. So
He's
disappoint
gonna
me.
start, especially after that miss. He's gonna start.
Don't even talk to me about that miss. I wasn't even surprised. But anyway, like
I was not
Are we discussing Werner? Are we discussing Werner?
Of course, join in, Shah.
Just tell him I want him to bounce back from his miss, whatever that bouncing back looks like. And
bounce back? How can you bounce back from that? And that wasn't a miss. That wasn't a miss. That was like a blind reindeer trying to get it in the goal and failing miserably. That genuinely was like Rudolph had gone blind, tried to get it in the goal and missed. Like, let me tell you now. Like, I'm sorry. That was the worst. And I don't agree with the people abusing Werner, because kindness costs nothing, guys. Let me repeat that. Kindness costs nothing. We're kind. However, that blind Rudolph shot was like, I'm not even lying. My dog could probably have done a better shot. Now, I take that back. Any hamster, guinea pig, rat, rodent, any of them could have done better. Let me tell you, like, blind Rudolph could have done better. And he couldn't see. Blind Rudolph couldn't see what he could have done better. But now, do you know what? I watched that shot and do you know what the worst part is? I expected it. That's the worst part for me, is that I didn't think, oh, Werner's got a shot, he's going to get it. I actually knew he was going to miss it. That's the worst part, is that you knew he was going to miss, which is absolutely shitting, because I want him to do so well. I want Werner to turn up. I want Werner to get goals, but he's just not giving me that kind of reassurance that I kind of need. And like, hun, I'm from Essex. I need reassurance. But mate, all you're doing to me is making me have heart palpitations. Like, it's stressing me out. Like, I want to give him all the opportunity in the world, but how can you do it when someone that good, and you've seen what they're capable of in the Bundesliga? Like, I'm having a staring contest with the fire. I'm actually done right now.
How, Velvet Schwan? We want to know how.
I need details.
Who's winning?
I need details right now. Did you know? I really want to. I'm going to give you a fun fact after we end. I don't want to actually give you a fun fact now because it's probably not appropriate. But I'm going to give you a fun fact afterwards. But you know, I have a problem with Werner. Like, I know that next season I hope he turns up next season. I really do. I'm not being a dick here. I really do. 100%. But my problem is that I'm right this season. Yes, his passing is great. His little like 1-2 balls, his little 1-2 balls into the box, fabulous. But you know, I'm struggling to. He's bought to get balls in the back of the net, not assists. Like, if I wanted someone to get assists, I would have not bought Werner, but we did. I'm not saying, like, I agree with DJ Sab right now. The disrespect,
goals, not assists, right?
No, I get that, but there's a difference between us debating on his actual goal to people actually calling him out on Twitter, calling him out on Instagram, being abusive, being verbally abusive, being disrespectful. That is not okay.
I love him.
That's not okay. I believe next season he's going to succeed. However, you can't go bashing people. I can tell you that goal was absolutely appalling that he missed, because that's a fact. You can see that on the video. It's appalling. However, I would never go. I'm not going to go right now and slag him off and be like, oh, he's this, he's that. Because kindness costs nothing. There's been a lot of bad, like horrible stuff going on around Twitter, around football, and it's not nice. Like, just let him be. He made a mistake. I'm sure that next season he will redeem himself. But you're right. Twitter is a very toxic place, and it's unacceptable. Like, it's unacceptable. There's like so many bad things, so many people struggling with mental health. Like, we need to be kind to one another, and if we can't be kind to one another, then you shouldn't be on this platform.
Yeah,
it's about Indiana. Personally, I literally just like drained my glass because
I literally have just drained mine too.
But before we finish up, because what's always been like a 2-hour show, because boy, we've been
yeah.
We've been having wine.
I love it. We forget the
We've
time.
missed you, Joyce. We've missed you, Joyce.
We really have, because Joyce is blunt and she does not give a fuck, and this is why we love Joyce, because she comes like blunt. If you know,
Joyce.
yeah, whose feathers are getting ruffled. I love it, absolutely love it. So before we sign out, ladies, let's go round and go with a score prediction of what we think this West Brom result is going to be. So with the first ones, as per fucking always, lunchtime kickoffs, early kickoff, us against West Brom. We are playing at home. Not that it makes a fucking difference in this COVID climate, but score predictions, please. Joyce, let's start with you.
I think it's going to be a 1-0. I think it's going to be a bit of a boring game, but yeah, 1-0 goal.
Charles?
3-1.
I'm going for 2-0, actually. It's so weird, such weird like score predictions. 1-0, 3-1, 2. I love it.
One of us has to be right.
I never underestimate a team anymore, and I never underestimate West Brom. I never underestimate any of the bottom teams, because you never know what's going to happen. Do I think they're capable of getting a goal? Yes. Am I saying the one just so they don't get the goal? Because I feel like if I say the one, they're not going to get the goal. That's how my mind thinks, and that's how messed up my mind is. But you're right, the wine is finished right now. We are out of wine.
Until tomorrow, if you tune into Charles' channel on Strong TV, the Wine and Football Show, the wine is never finished, guys. It's getting restocked back there. Getting restocked, so don't miss out.
We'll be back tomorrow with the wine.
I love it. So, score predictions quickly before we sign out. Joyce, you said...
I said 1-0.
1-0. Charles, you said...
3-1.
I was so confident. I love it. And I'm going to say 2-0. And that pretty much brings us to the end of our Chelsea Ladies Show, episode 15. Guys, thank you so much for bearing with us. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. Please like the stream, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Content is only going to get bigger and better, so please don't forget to tune in next week, because we have some very special guests coming on, and we're gonna stir shit up. And I know Joyce and Charles are ready to step.
Oh yeah, I am gonna.
Yeah, they're ready to stir shit up.
Prime,
against our rival fans.
Yeah. Prime just asked how much wine is being bought for tomorrow's show.
A lot.
And Prime, you don't want to know.
Sure. You know, once I'm done with the stream, I'm going to the shop right now for tomorrow as well, you know.
You know, I've already got 3 bottles of wine prepared for this show. I've got 3 bottles of wine, 4 bottles of vodka, and 3 bottles of gin. I'd just like to clarify that. I'm prepared.
Oh, I fucking love it. I absolutely so much Prime. So, just tune in tomorrow, so you'll see. Tune in
Just to
tomorrow.
clarify, Prime will actually be on the show tomorrow. Prime will actually be on the show tomorrow.
Did you tell him he has to drink? Otherwise, he can't come on the show.
Like Prime has to turn up.
Is he like a Chardonnay?
Prime, you have to.
He's on the beer. He's on the beer.
On the show.
He can drink beer all he wants. I don't care. But as long as he's drinking alcohol on the show, I'm cool with it.
Even if it's like one unit, like you be drinking alcohol. As long as you be drinking alcohol, we're cool with that. You just have to be drinking alcoholic drinks, Prime. Okay.
Prime just said, "Oh,
there you go. That's fine."
Prime, I needed an ambulance for my liver like 6 to 8 months ago. Not now.
Sean will have one for you. Okay, ladies, please tell everybody where they can find you. Joyce, let's start with you.
Where can you? Oh my God, you always do.
Everybody gets to zoom in. Everybody gets to zoom in. Go on. One,
guys can find me here on a Friday at 8 p.m. usually with my amazing Chelsea ladies. I'm also on Gold Diggers on usually a Sunday and midweek. Whenever we stream, just subscribe to them and I'll pop up. And then you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. My @ is somewhere here, at ELJoyce. So yeah, that's how you can find me.
Indeed, you can find her it's right there on the screen. Charles, please tell everybody where they can find your beautiful self also.
Apart from on this fabulous channel with this fabulous panel of the incredible Joyce, the lovely Lambs, and the beautiful Beth that is no longer here, the sophisticated Sophia, who are all coming back next week. But let me tell you,
guys, they're coming back.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram under here, like wherever that underscore is, at Charl_strong on Twitter and Instagram. Let me know. Give me a follow, check me out. Also, Strong TV, the wine and football show tomorrow is absolutely going to go off. We have Tanya. We have Beth. We have Ryan Madden, a Spurs fan. We have Indiana. We have Rose, an Everton fan, and my co-host, drum roll please, the incredible, lovely Lambs. Yeah. So check us out. There will be wine. There will be probably drunk talk, but we are ready for this. So check us out.
Please do. And just literally to echo all of these guys, please go follow them on their socials, on their channels. Please subscribe to Gold Diggers, subscribe to Strong TV, subscribe
to the First 11
TV and the First 11. Please do all of that shit right now, guys. Okay, right now, and join us tomorrow, join us next week, join us on all these streams we have going on. Join Joyce on the Gold Diggers. Please join me and Charl and Joyce and the rest of our panelists here on Fridays. Join me, Charl, and whoever on the First 11 on Thursday evenings. Please join me and whoever else on the Midnight Vibe show on the Football Terrace. Vice versa. Please support all of these channels. Subscribe, like the stream, share, comment, please. And of course, guys, we will be back with our full panel. They will all be back. Or they will be shamed instead, but they will all be back. Otherwise, they know they'll be shamed, okay? With our full panelists next week, and also some very, very, very special guests that you do not want to miss out. So, guys, please, if you haven't already, please like the stream, drop a comment, share the stream with your uncle, your mother, your aunt, your cousin, your dog, your cat, your rabbit, your toad. Okay? We don't discriminate. We love you all. From the Chelsea ladies, from me, from Charl, from Joyce, guys, Peace.
Bye.
It's like it's free time when it's free time. In the dance, yeah, they have to take a glance. We step in the room.